Good morning, everyone. This is Corey Babka from the Marks Group. Just starting out my hangout. I'm a couple minutes late though this morning. I apologize for that. I was held up on another call, as we all know things happen. So I am here today to go over what's new with GoldMine. Do this one once a month. There's a few more people signed up today than normal. A couple of housekeeping things. This is a Google Hangout. So number one, we're recording it. And number two, most of you, it might be a little bit of a delay, like a 5-second delay, and you're watching this through the YouTube side, which is fine. Right now, you're viewing a sunset. Don't change your channel. You're on the right spot. So I am recording this for posterity. And it usually ends up on our YouTube page is where it is. Okay. And so what we're essentially looking at today is going over the what's new with GoldMine, what is coming. I'm also going to show a couple things there. I've got, let me just do something here. I've got a, I hate to do this. You're looking at my trash here. Let me move it over here so you're not seeing this fun stuff. And let's see here. It is a PowerPoint as well as to what's coming in from our partner call. I can't give you too much information, but I can give you a little bit here and there as to what is, what's on the horizon at least for GoldMine. Okay, hoping I could find it. Doesn't seem like I have it. Okay, so forget that. What I usually do is I spend a lot of this time in the morning when I do these sessions going over GoldMine, what it looks like. You know, what for those of you that are not on GoldMine Premium, you know, there's certain things here that are a beautiful thing. Searching is a lot easier. Look at my test record here. I have a lot of information on my right-hand side. So on and so forth. And this has come a long way from back in the day of GoldMine 6 and 5 when I started working with GoldMine. Some of the more recent changes that we've had are things like the campaign area for constant contact. Okay, that is an area here. Go to campaigns, constant contact, right? Constant contact itself is a fantastic email blast program. I highly recommend it. It is anyone that is not a web designer can make some really nice emails. You know, look fancy, web capable, HTML. You don't need to be an HTML designer to make some nice looking emails. They handle your address books, and it's a fairly affordable, cost-effective method of doing things. Okay. It's become a bigger deal in recent years as GoldMine used to be great at doing things like, all right, I want to send an email blast, like actions, begin email merge, you know, these days, right? But the thing is your own internet provider will call you a spammer and you can get blocked and that causes issues. So it's brought things into light like MailChimp, Constant Contact. We personally use Constant Contact. I can tell you that right now. It does very well for us, manages all of our contacts, and we're good. Okay, so going beyond that, what we're looking at is we are seeing the other pieces are the web. Okay, so right in here you've got GoldMine Connect. Okay, this is where I'm going to spend much of our time this morning talking about it because that is the biggest push that they've made over the recent months. Okay, it's a matter of they've decided that can't beat them, join them. I personally think that GoldMine is a fantastic on-premise system and should stay an on-premise system. There are hosted servers that you can purchase or you can lease. So it's like $50 a month. You can do a hosted GoldMine where the server is located somewhere else, but it's still an on-premise product. It's just client server elsewhere. The other thing is I have other clients that we have that are personally hosted by partners of ours that they do the similar type thing, and they get all of their programs, office programs on a virtual environment. So GoldMine is not a cloud-based product, and I don't think it should be. I think that there's certain cost benefits to not being a cloud-based product. User settings and user licensing is concurrency still with GoldMine, not the named user that you have with a lot of your other cloud products. Okay, but it's a matter of this GoldMine Connect is a piece that allows GoldMine web access. Okay, so I'm going to log in right now. I'm logged into CBabka. I'm going to open up my browser here, and I'm going to go to a new window. this new window here. I'm going to go just to my local machine. This is just my machine is running IIS, which is Microsoft Internet Information Services, okay, which allows me to layer this website on top of this database on the back end. Okay. So if I'm going to log in as master. What you have to do is you'd have to open up a firewall port, usually SSL, like a 443 port, or a port 80. I don't recommend the 80, I recommend the 443. Only servers that aren't supported right now by Heat, which is the new GoldMine people, that actually causes a lot of issues. Like if I go to goldmine.com, actually you're going to see that GoldMine is actually run and owned now by, they merged with another company that's called Heat. And if we look at, see, 2016 Heat Software USA, that's the company. So any of you that have gotten recent maintenance invoices, things like that, it's kind of scary because everyone's like, what is this and who are these people? But Heat is the real company that owns GoldMine and produces GoldMine at this point. So anyway, I digress a little bit. So what we've done here is Heat doesn't, oh, back to the servers that aren't supported. Heat support will not allow or support a GoldMine web service running on a domain controller unless it's small business server. For those nerds on the line, you know what that means. It just means that small business server, there's no way around it because it does everything. But the other way, they want you to either run it on a virtual server or some other server, but not the domain controller. And they're worried more about opening up firewalls and port forwarding over domain controllers and just security itself, which is smart. So what we've got is this is GoldMine Web, okay? There used to be another software piece that was called GoldMine Mobile. Now, GoldMine Mobile was for the phone only. It was a very different look and feel to this. It was a pay product, and at this point, they are what's called sunsetting the product, meaning that they're no longer developing it, they're no longer going to sell it, and those that have it, they're going to continue to support for a period of time, but after that, it goes away. Okay, so right now, GoldMine Web that we're looking at right now, this is the future of tablets, laptops, iPads, and phones. And I do this for you because this is what it looks like on a phone. Same idea. You have this button here, it's contacts, activities, opportunities, right? I've got the name, the company, email. You can even see if you look at the down at the bottom left corner down there, when I do this, you can see that it says 800-227-7475. That's actually what happens if you look at this on your phone and you tap this phone number, it will dial it for you, okay? If you turn your phone sideways, it just looks like this, right? A little bit different. And then you can still dial. You can even email. It uses the default email browser on your phone or tablet or iPad or laptop, which is one of my only major issues that we're dealing with right now. The email, I think the email capabilities are weak. You know, this I find is a fantastic supplement to look up records, add records, search for records, add history, schedule items, view opportunities. You notice that's about it. I don't have cases. I know cases are coming. Okay, cases are coming soon. That's what they do want. I also have the activities area, which people like this a lot. If I go to my record, you can see this is my list of items here, and this is my calendar, right? These are my untimed events that we're all used to. They don't have a time, so it doesn't know where to show up, okay? But I have a visual calendar, and I have this. Now, if I shrink this down like I'm viewing it on my phone again, you know, what does it look like? Well, it's not the prettiest of things, right? It might look like this, and then you scroll down, there's my list, and there's my tasks, my to-dos. So there's a lot of scrolling going on there on this area, but if I go back to the contacts area on my phone, it's actually fairly nice. I can search opportunities or contacts. Make this a little bit bigger just for the webinar now. So I can search for contacts or opportunities. I can search contact, company, or phone number, I believe still works, right? If I do a percentage mark, I can do this. I thought I could. No, I cannot search phone number anymore. I thought I could. Yeah, see, there's my stuff there. If I do 224, right, it doesn't work. But if I do, oh, actually, you know what I'm missing? No, it should be do 224 percentage mark. No, it does not work. I can do percentage mark like this, and this is where I get my other information. And here's one of my BAPCAs, right? My son, mom, me, right? So what you've got is a lot of different personal emails, test emails, things like that. What you're looking at is the wildcard's not always necessary though, because if I do BAPCA here, it doesn't find it. So you can't search by last name. That's why I give people the wildcard, which is a percentage, and that allows you to do a lot more. Otherwise, you're doing this, right? And this is all me, okay? Apologize for that, folks. So I've got, you know, all of my things going on there. Got my cell phone making noises and beeping, and I thought I made this silent, but I guess I did not. So I've got my search capabilities are just fine. I can also do like companies like ABC. And you see it begins with is what it is. It's always begins with, okay? Phone number, email, city, state. Cannot customize these columns. It's a limitation, okay? They are fixing the search. I know that's another one on the horizon. I do remember that from the partner call, that there is going to be more of an advanced search capability on the GoldMine web app, which is going to do a lot more for folks, because right now we can only do search in my company and contact. All right, and people want a little bit more. They're used to this, where they go to the search center and they can search by anything, right? And they could do multi-level searching, right? A little plus button on the right, worth its weight in gold, right? Well, that's what we're looking at. You also cannot do filters and groups, okay? I do have my activity list. I do have my calendar. I do have my opportunities, okay? I also do have things like details, additional contacts, and I'll show you how that works. So if I go here and I go to ABC Company, okay, this is what the record looks like. I've got last contact information, some summary data, some information on phone numbers, so on and so forth. If I do have LinkedIn, Facebook, or Twitter IDs in here, they will show up here, pops out to a new window, okay? I have rule-based selection. What does that mean? That's my field data. If I do this, annual sales, right? I can do here and say interests. And you look at that, there's nothing there because it's not available in this data set. Customer information, access code, product. Well, what is that? That's over here. Fields. In here, customer information, right? Client field data. So my fields tab is there. It's just in this area. Little collapse arrows on every section. So I can do that if I don't want to see it. Here's my pending. Great, right? Can hide that. Here's my history. Click on one of these. Here's an email, right? Scroll back down a little bit. Here's, let me actually show there's a call. There's case one escalated, right? And I do that. This is my email. Please take care of this. It's beyond me, right? This is an email, actually. That's the body of the email. I close it. So you can see this. It's a very quick reference to all my history, all my pending. I can change it to say I only want to see calls for maybe just this user. So I can filter that out pretty quickly, which is nice. Here are the notes. This is just a test from GoldMine Web. And there's my history. On the right-hand side, I've got detail records, right? Email, website. If you're using custom details, it shows up in here. I have my opportunities area, new opportunities. I can actually open them up from here, and I go into my opportunity. It shows me more information, right? The pending and the history for the opportunity is a new item that just came out with the most recent build. Before, it was just stock information up top. But now we do have other things like the tasks, the pending activities, the history, okay? Go back to the company record. I also have links. I have notes, right? I can even add a note, and I have additional contacts where I can also add an additional contact. Do this, it's a smaller record. Okay, so you're getting your additional contacts. So you can see I'm able to do 70% of everything I should be able to do in GoldMine, right? Like I said, the emails, writing emails is a little bit different. If I go here, I'm going to actually look for Doreen. If I look at Doreen's record here, I'm going to show you an email out. Here's an email. Oops, wrong one. I'm going to go in here. I can go here, and I can, to this, I can reply all, or forward. So I can reply to this. But what it does, if you notice, it opens up, this is my Outlook, okay? And the reason why it does that is because I'm on a PC, so my default email is my Outlook. Now, and it is linked. I can link it here. I can select the opportunity to link it to. So there's a lot more going on now with these emails if I want to link it after the fact. But if you're on an iPhone or an iPad and you do this and you do reply, it's going to use your iPad mail, okay? The only way to link these emails, you can either blind carbon copy yourself and link it when you get back in, or if you're using IMAP and you have IMAP available, you can actually link emails here. If you use IMAP, you can auto-link outgoing emails by entering the Sent Items folder, and you put it in here. You have your IMAP, you set it to automatically retrieve when logged in, and then we go from there, all right? That's what's supposed to happen with the IMAP client or the IMAP protocol, that when you're logged into here, it will go look at your IMAP server, and anything that's in the sent folder, it will look through that and see if any of them can link up and match. Okay, so you have to be logged into GoldMine Connect or GoldMine Web to do it. I'm going to be frank with you. I've had this explained to me many, many times by GoldMine support and actually the product managers for GoldMine Web. They have said that this works. I am working with a client now that we're trying to get it to work, and we've had some troubles. But I think the troubles that we're having is because they have two different email addresses, and there's two different email accounts, and there's forwarding. There's a lot going on there that you have to be careful about. So I will hopefully, the end of this week or next, know a lot more about what's going on there. Okay, so scrolling down a little bit more, you have these check boxes. Why? Because they're pending activities. So I could go here and do pending. I could do check, and I could say okay. And you actually have the ability, codes, result codes, right? I'm going to go back to ABC Company, right? Show you here where my pending items are, and I could say there's a forecasted sale for GoldMine Mobile. I'm going to check it. And it'll say, all right, how much money was it? And I could actually do my result code, and I could even say that it was unsuccessful by unchecking this, and I say, okay. And I've now just put it in a history. Now my pending only has one item, okay? At the top, we have the ability to edit the record, okay? Everything's an editable field, okay? I don't think this deletes. Yeah, see, I don't want to delete that record. That's because I have delete rights. I'm going to say cancel. But I go back to, I just deleted it. If I do this here, there's ABC Company. We'll go back to that one. So if I look at this one here, it's just a demo database, folks. Don't worry, I'm not going about deleting records. But if I do edit here, I do update contact, the dear fields, all that kind of stuff. And at the bottom, I have update or cancel. Okay. Now, what I also can do, though, from here is I can schedule at the top, schedule a call, action or appointment, right? I can even do a forecasted sale, right? I can also just directly write to history. This is what I like the most, because when I'm doing GoldMine training, I talk to people at the schedule button, I talk to people at the complete button. And I say, you know what, just go complete, boom, do your incoming call, log it, and you go into history. Too many times I see people schedule a call, and then once they schedule it, then they complete it. You don't need to do that. You can just go right to here, which is what I do a lot. Now on the website, it's the same way. I can go here and right away, this is complete a call. It's got the date, the time already in here. What's my reference? Same pull down that I have elsewhere. Tech support call, put in some notes, and say okay. And now I just added history right there. Okay. Now, what I really like, this is my final thing I'll show you, what I think is really priceless about this product. And remember, before you even ask, what does this cost? It's free as long as you're up to date on your current maintenance for GoldMine, meaning that you get a yearly bill. It's about $120-something maybe per user is your maintenance. It provides your tech support, the ability to buy more licenses. It also provides you your ability to upgrade at no additional cost. So you can always upgrade the software if you're current on maintenance, and this is one of the things that comes with the recent version 2015.2 and higher. Actually, I think I might have started with 2015.1. Right now, I am running 2015.2, and I think this is hotfix 1. Okay, they're releasing a patch about every month now. And the patches are usually just bugs. There's no features. If there's more features coming, right now the next set of features are coming with version 2016.1, which I believe is this summer. Okay, late spring, early summer. Okay. So what I really like about this is to go here. I'm going to search. Now look what I've got. I've got ABC Norristown, ABC Company, Joe Mail, phone number. Remember those buttons I was talking about? I don't have an edit button, but I do have a schedule, I have a forecast, and I have a create history right from the search screen. So I can look at Joe Tester. I can even look up Doreen. So I'm not showing you private information, one of my existing clients. I can go boom right here and say, you know what, we're going to complete a call. And I'm going to say, I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to say, you know what, initial call, testing only, right? I can tab through, which is really nice. Originally, you couldn't tab through these fields. And that was one of the limitations in the initial instances of this product, and it was frustrating. Now I can actually say, this is just a test, right? And I say, okay. And what I did was I actually created history right from the search screen. So I could pull up, you know, a list of contacts. And if I go here, I'll show you. Here's my history. It's right there. Initial call, testing only. That was it. That's the one I just did right there. And where is that over here? Well, so put Doreen, that's right, SP Industry. Doreen, it's the one with their email. You notice I have this many duplicates on my database as well. That's not a GoldMine thing. That's something that I did a synchronization issue way back when, and I've gotten too many. But here's my initial call, testing only. This is the one I'm looking at. This is what I just did, right? So what you're looking at is live real-time access to GoldMine, live real-time placement of history, scheduling of pending items. I can schedule something for someone else if I wanted to from the road. And I can look up phone numbers, look up history, and do my account management from the car before I walk in and see certain things. It's a supplement. It's not a replacement. But I think you can get away with doing about 50 to 60%, maybe even 70% of what you're doing, depending on how much you're using out of GoldMine now. For the full version, you can do a lot with this version on the road. You don't have to pay for extra licenses. If you have 15 users of GoldMine, that means 15 people can be on GoldMine through GoldMine Web or GoldMine itself. Okay, it's still concurrency. So it's a fantastic product. They're doing very, very well with it. We're doing a lot of upgrades, I can tell you personally, just based on this idea alone, because people want to have it. And they want to have it, even if it's just a nice to have to be able to look something up. But if I go and do my search on my phone, got my data plan going, and I do my search for Doreen, well, I can scroll over and I can say, you know what, it's that third one. I'm going to do my history right here. There's my complete a call, all my notes, and I say, okay. And there's no reason to not be able to log history anymore based on this, because that's what we want out of our folks, right? We want to be able to be on the road, get some information from those folks on the road, so that you're not going back to the office at 5:30 at night or your home office and then having to log everything you did. I always tell people when I'm working with GoldMine training, the earlier or the most, if you can log your history and log your phone calls and log your appointments as they happen, you're going to find your life a lot easier, not having to do it on a Friday morning when you do everything. And then based on that, we can make those call reports and those what did you do last week reports that most of you are doing. We can get rid of those because we can pull that data from GoldMine at this point. Okay. So my email is Corey. I'm going to actually pull it up for you just so you can see it. Give you the real one. I got a bunch of them in here. This is the one you want. This is me. Okay. Corey@marksgroup.net. Okay. Again, I do a lot of the operations work, or I manage the operations and all the consultants and the projects going on at the Marks Group here. I do a lot of this stuff, and I also do a lot of the training. So feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions on this. Interested in upgrading your GoldMine, have any questions about this, have any questions about GoldMine in general. I've been doing GoldMine for years now. So, hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was informative. And thanks for attending.